I think this week's update might be pretty good. We got two packages. One of them is, of course, a yellow envelope with a single DVD in it. And then we got this one. And then we also have a pile of other stuff that arrived. Let's see, of all this stuff, looks like these are the non-anime ones. I got the Lego Movie. I nominated it for the DVD collection subreddit movie night. It won by a little bit. And mostly I'm curious because, first of all, I've heard good things of it, and also that Lego person's name is Emmett, which happens to also be my name, although it's spelled differently in that case. Or rather, mine's spelled different. I think mine's a less common spelling. And then, of course, Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS arrived. I'll talk about that later. So for now, let's do this. Put these together. Why don't we just begin with these, since I just grabbed those and you saw. Okay, yeah, we got Golden Time Collection 1, Blu-ray and DVD versions. I guess they're making it a lot easier to open up the wrapping on those Blu-rays. This is good. Nice and simple. So, let's begin with the obvious. This DVD version arrived Wednesday last week. This one arrived today, which is really good timing because now I get to show them both. Audio is Japanese only. Region is Region A only. They're otherwise the same front and back. And they only used 2 discs for the DVD version, which is something I think we were seeing a lot more common in Sentai releases. And then for the Blu-ray, we got 1 loose disc. And if I'm not mistaken, the disc art for both these discs is different. No, it's not. Disc 2 is the same. Disc 1 is different. It's an interesting thing to observe. I do not know what this anime is about, but I am pretty curious. Next up, we got Rozen Maiden Zuruckspulen, which it wouldn't be pronounced that way because it's probably going to be German. I think this is a reboot of the series and not a continuation of where the last one left off. But I have to watch it to make sure. This is Sentai Filmworks release. Audio has English, so this one's dubbed. Looking quickly on the inside, we got a Suisei Seki, Sausei Seki, Ina Ichigo, and on the back, of course, we got Sugin Tao and Shinku on the front. Let's see, I guess this is next. This is Gargantia. Is that an I? Combo Pack Blu-ray DVD. So this is a Viz release, which means, let's see, Region A. Hard to see, but Viz usually dubs all their stuff. English and Japanese stereo audio. Okay. There we go, it's dubbed. And this is kind of packaged sort of like K. I know this is one complaint that I've seen is about the looser the looser stuff Aniplex is using for their stuff, but Viz is still using some of that more solid cardboard stuff. I have no idea what this is about. So curious about so much of this stuff. And yet, let's see, we've got... That says A, that says A, so these are Blu-ray and Blu-ray. I should double check to make sure y'all are actually seeing them. And then over here we've got DVD and DVD. And then, of course, there was also this booklet. Looks like some episode character designs, mecha designs. Overall, a very neat, interesting, compact release. Next up, we got Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn Volume 4, which is DVD Volume 4, which I think only has one Episode 7, Over the Rainbow. Because, right, the way these releases have happened, for every Blu-ray release that's been one episode, and then every 2 Blu-ray releases has prompted a DVD release. So this, I think there was supposed to be a total of 7 episodes / Blu-ray releases, and maybe more has been slated. I don't know. Don't quote me on that last one, because I'm not sure if I'm remembering right, or just babbling out loud, essentially. I mean, I'm babbling out loud, but I just don't know the accuracy. Okay, we actually have a little of this thing up here, which might make sense. Sunrise. Because, right, it's not necessary. I don't think Bandai is a part of distributing these. I'm not sure if they were doing it before, or if Honeyami-sei or Sunrise took over or something like that. We've got one more little annoying sliver here. I need to stick this to some plastic down here so it doesn't disappear. Alright. I hate it when the plastic sticks like that. So there you go. DVD disc 4. Looks like the cover is reversible. Maybe it's always been and I just don't remember. Actually, it probably has been and I just don't remember. I'm getting worse at remembering DVD trivia, which has pretty much been the only thing I've known, right? Now we got a DBZ Battle of the Gods. Battle of Gods. Extended edition includes uncut and theatrical versions. Blu-ray DVD combo pack. Region A. English and Japanese Dolby, so that would be audio. Of course, this is a Funimation release, a Funimation Dragon Ball release, so there's absolutely no way they wouldn't dub it. And in fact, it was kind of really stupid to check, considering just before I started recording this video, going through the Reddit videos subreddit, one of the top ones on there was the voice actors. DVD 1, DVD 2, Blu-ray. Yeah, the voice actors for this, and I didn't even want to poke around too much on that because, you know, kind of revealing of that part of this movie, whatever it happens to be. And thus, you know, since I saw the English voice actors getting into their role, I pretty much had to already have known that this was dubbed. And I was just being lazy, I guess. Next up, we've got Zombie-Lone. I didn't entirely know what it's about, but it says, "What would you do if you could see death?" Which has me intrigued. It reminds me of an episode of X-Files in which some sort of plague... I guess the premise of the episode was a guy who was, he could see when somebody was about to die, and he would always follow them until they died and then take a picture of them. So, of course, he was a suspect in a lot of murders because of this, but it didn't really matter. He was not the one doing it. He could just see the death coming. It was a good episode. Makes me wonder if this anime is kind of along these lines. Might not be. This one is a discotheque release, okay. I guess next week we can pay attention to that? I'm trying to remember. I noticed that there was a Anime Works release that Right Stuff Says comes out next week. But Anime Works, aka Media Blasters, they've been not releasing-ish much as they could. So next we have a Bleach DVD set 22. Just the 2 discs. Very straightforward. I guess we're progressing ever onwards towards when Bleach ended, although I don't remember how many episodes that at. And then last but not least, we have the Blu-ray version of Psychic Detective Yakumo, which was previously released on DVD. Japanese audio, region A. That seems to be the case nowadays. It's quite unfortunate because I know there was a lot of stuff coming out that was also region B, and people really loved asking about it, and I really love being able to say, hey, yeah, good news. They're apparently planning on letting y'all import it, but I guess you poor region B'ers have to make do with the fact that they're not. Well, you might be able to import a region A player if it's an issue and you really want to. I know I've heard some people complaining about the selection of anime on Netflix in the UK or something along those lines. In any case, that's this week's anime DVD collection update. I'd say that's actually a pretty fair update. Not bad. As for what I've watched, not a whole lot of it. Of anything. I mean, when you really get down to it, Smash Brothers came out. A new Smash Brothers came out finally. And so naturally, I've been preparing and pretty much playing that. So, I did watch One Piece, Season 6, Volume 1, which is the starter of the Thriller Bark arc. That just sounds weird saying it like that, but, sorry, I've got something on my thumb here. And I have to say, I actually found it pretty fun, kind of curious, mysterious. I enjoyed seeing Brooke. And now we're dealing with a bunch of characters whose names I'm having trouble remembering, but that one very commonly shown One Piece GIF, finally got to watch that. I think you know what I'm talking about if you've seen Thriller Bark. If you haven't yet, maybe you'll know it when you see it yourself. I don't want to spoil too much by saying anything. It's unfortunate that it didn't finish because it did seem to be progressing faster. I guess I'm just used to the slower pace that started happening in the previous 2 seasons with Eddie's Lobby and Water 8, was it? Eddie's Lobby? Eddie's? Tricky to remember. I am curious to see what exactly is going to happen next. I know I have my own speculations as to what's going on. My friend has. I think between the two of us, we have a fairly solid grasp on what's happening. But, you know, we finished watching all of that, and of course, let's see, I think last week I might have mentioned I was playing Shantae for the Game Boy Color, and I was planning on making sure that was finished before the release of Smash Brothers, and yeah, I think I finished that Wednesday last week. And I probably also mentioned maybe the ripping of some of these DVDs. And you can see this pile's already much lower. I've just been going about that slowly because Super Smash Brothers has been my what I've been primarily focusing on. And it's fun. Although there are some goods and bads with it. I think one bad thing is I'm getting used to the controls now. Well, technically maybe yesterday. Maybe not completely 100% used to them. I mean, I don't know if I grab all that often. I probably didn't grab all that much ever. It's never been my fighting style. But it really did make me miss playing it with the GameCube controller. So I'm definitely looking forward to the release of the Wii U version, which I think was recently announced as the end of next month, around Black Friday, on Black Friday, same day as maybe the Hoenn remakes of Pokemon. I haven't seen dates update yet, but I just read that on the Miiverse, and well, it's something to keep your eyes on, right? And so, let's see. I was saying Smash Brothers, been playing that a lot. Problems. I think the other real complaint I would have is there's a lot of it that's just really Twitch mechanics, which is kind of annoying because usually Nintendo's at least pretty good about ramping you up into understanding what you're going to be doing and then throwing the bullshit at you, but instead it's a bit like Brawl, some of Subspace Emissary, where it's just like things are designed to just hit you maybe no matter what, I don't know. And I'm not talking about this in terms of the actual fighting mechanics themselves, which are actually pretty great, but instead the single player stuff, which isn't exactly single player since I think you can do some of it multiplayer. Okay, so Classic is single player for sure, and so I'm thinking of that, which I guess I can't really talk about because that's actually not standard Super Smash Brothers, and thus talking about it would be spoiler. But needless to say, that in particular seems pretty bad, and I'm still getting used to the Master Hand stuff. But maybe Smash Run is maybe a better example, where it's sort of like it doesn't matter if you're doing a really good job of keeping control of the enemies. It just seems like more and more and more keep accumulating, and you can't keep on top of them, and many of them are just going to start attacking all of a sudden from off the screen because you can't see them and you don't know the rules, and the game's not really introducing you to the rules, it's just throwing all this shit at you at once. Oh man, that's right, that's a third problem. Items. You can't turn down the item drop rate as far as I can tell. I mean, if I missed it, then they didn't make it particularly obvious like it's been in the past, where with Brawl, you can say, oh, none, low, medium, high, and with this game it kind of feels like you get a little overwhelmed with the items a bit more. And did they make Cruel Melee even more cruel? I seem to recall in Brawl maybe being able to use CPU edge guarding logic against them, whereas this time they just completely shut off when you go off the edge, because why do they need to bother? It's cruel anyways, they're just going to beat you up once you come back. And of course one of them, since they're the Mii fighters, one of them has a damn gun, so you usually are getting shot before you can do anything. But I did get my 4 kills a night or two ago. Yeah, I guess it was just last night. And like I was saying, that was probably helping me get used to the game, because when you spend most of your time off the platform trying to recover, that's what really helps you train your fingers to use your up B. When I'm going to turn the sound off. Normally, I mean, these are the default controls, because with the GameCube controller, A is the big green button, B is the little red button, and then X and Y are just kind of buttons orbiting it. But for here, I don't even know if you can see it. You can't see it too well. A and B are here, and X and Y are here. So it kind of encourages you to have your thumb on jump and normal attack, or jump and B attack, aka special attacks. So it seems to me like it's encouraging you to be in one mode and then switch to the other, and so that in particular has caused a lot of confusion. I tried switching around the keys, but I had already started getting used to that layout, so I decided to let that keep going. And the fourth thing is not really a problem, since a challenge is a challenge, and that's the entire point of a challenge. They at least ramp you up with challenges so that you get introduced to the idea of, oh, I need to do something if I want to unlock this panel and maybe get... I guess you get mostly trophies, but there's also all these little customizable things for your guys. And to get all the challenges, you of course need to do everything with everyone. That's been the best way to summarize it. Now, it's not entirely accurate, since you don't have to beat All-Star on hard with all the characters, but you do have to beat it on hard, and you do have to beat it with all the characters as 2 separate challenges. And what can I say? I don't know. I'm talking a bit about it. It's definitely been what's on my mind since I've been playing it more than anything else, more than doing anything else since it came out on Friday. Except for maybe work and sleep. But those aside, All-Star seemed pretty easy to me, and I don't know if this is because All-Star was designed to be easy, or if it's just because Rosalina is really good at it. See, some of y'all have probably seen my Mario Kart videos, and okay, he drives Rosalina, and I was thinking of doing the same thing with Smash, and I started out with her, and I'm like, hey, she actually plays the way I prefer to play. I like to knock people away. I like to start engagements over and immediately break them apart. I don't like sticking close to somebody for long periods of time. I like to just knock them around and re-engage, and knock around and re-engage. And Rosalina is a hard hitter kind of like that. So I was really glad about that. But she's also maybe good at crowd control just because she can put some distance between herself and Luma and monopolize a lot of the board, just knocking people around from 2 different locations at the same time. Or use Luma to extend her reach for her attacks and double their power, or use Luma to absorb damage. And I'm wondering if those mechanics all came together and just are really good for All-Star, in which you're always fighting 3 characters at a time. And your damage stays accumulated, so any damage you accumulate is just there with you through the whole thing, and you only have so many heals. So, hopefully some of y'all have played, and y'all can give thoughts on that. Was All-Star on hard easy, or was that just, since I'm used to Rosalina and playing as Rosalina at the moment, maybe that's just a Rosalina thing, like she was well designed for it. Sort of like how Ganondorf is a real master of the home run contest still, and Pikachu seems to have that 100-man smash stuff nailed down. And Ike seems to be really good for the full melee. Or maybe I'll have different thoughts about it. It'd be interesting to see what other people say, because none of my coworkers have it. A couple are interested in playing, but I don't think they are going to get 3DSs and Super Smash Brothers. So it's pretty much just me and my immediate peer group, I guess. Well, I can't think of anything else to talk about. I've probably already talked a bit too much about Super Smash Brothers as it is. So, I guess we'll end it there. Y'all have a nice week.